It's been 50 years since the Dark Empire attacked the northern kingdoms of Aldor, with the aim of conquering and enslaving them. Thanks to the alliance of Menethas, the kingdoms united in a single army and rose with victory, making the emperor withdraw to his southern domains. But the union between these did not last long. After several years, the alliance began to decline and internal conflicts began to emerge in all the kingdoms. It was at this time that, thanks to fate and luck, a group of adventurers of different origins found themselves in the small town of Rivian. Among them was Letam, a human of Menethas, apprentice of blacksmith and bastard of origin. He had gone to town to deliver an order of armor for the guard. There was also Shaunce, an orphan human who had grown up in the streets with his sister and was fleeing as there was a reward for his head. The third was Menethas, an elven magician who decided to seclude himself in the forest to increase his knowledge. He lived near Rivian and visited him every so often to go shopping. The fourth was Eijaf, elven archer, formerly a respected captain but now exiled for having fallen in love with the emperor's daughter. Finally there was Dobby, a prince of the goblin kingdom of Badón, whose mission was to deliver a message to the king of Menethas.
The five adventurers met in the tavern, and the first mission did not take long to arrive. Strange events were happening in the surroundings. A hunter named Mill had disappeared and his wife offered a great reward. They accepted the mission and entered a cave, where the source of the problems was found, a druid named Fabok who experimented with nature. After several challenges they managed to defeat the druid, but in the process the hunter Mill did not survive.
It was Dobby who decided to hire them as bodyguards to accompany him to the capital of Menethas. On the way they met the paladin Valathor, who helped them defeat a troll and decided to accompany them. Upon arriving in the capital, Dobby delivered the gift and the message on behalf of his uncle, the king of Badón. What they did not know was that the gift was cursed, and Letam Blaz, war counselor, lost his life. Letam had learned minutes before that Letam was his biological father, making this one more tragic dead. The six were imprisoned for conspiracy and murder, but luckily Carbraz Lorthaon, the counselor of laws, realized the innocence of these and in exchange for their freedom he entrusted them with a mission: unite the kingdoms against the Dark Empire.
By this time, the Dark Empire, the most powerful and feared of all the continent, had returned to attack, conquering the south of the Kingdom of Rain. Taking advantage of this, the elves of the Elfer Empire declared war on humans and prepared to attack Menethas. The group's first mission would be to infiltrate and kill the Elven Emperor, who had also imprisoned two of his sons for opposing his designs. The group manages to cross the mountains and reach the capital of the elves, where with the help of Joseph Gao, a friendly captain of Eijaf, they infiltrate the city and rescue Prince Zentigal and his sister Ierino. This generates a revolt in the city that causes that Razimur, the other son of the emperor, takes party assassinated to its father. Imlis, his older sister and faithful to his father, escapes, thus initiating a civil war among the elves. Zentigal promises to join the alliance once he has finished with his sister's rebellion.
The heroes receive news that Rivold is being beaten by Neville, and with the leadership of Ilam, chief spy, they leave for the city of the magicians. Valathor leaves the group to return to his land in Sunfire, in which something bad was happening. In Rivoldor the heroes save everyone from a terrible curse caused by Canaan, the Archmage of Fire, who had sworn allegiance to the Dark Empire. In this fight, Dobby acquires a supernatural power when struck by a thunderbolt in the head, which allows him to control the animals' minds. Thanks to these actions, the King of Rivold and the Square of Magicians decide to join the alliance to fight against the Empire.
The next destination would be Badón, the kingdom of the goblins, whose king had manipulated Dobby to assassinate the king of Menethas, since he had allied with the Dark Empire. Dobby's father had been killed accordingly and the young goblin was seeking revenge. On the way they would cross through the middle of the growing war and reach the city of Woodman, where the New Year festival was held. There they meet King Porcius of Medi, who decides to help them, but at the same time he plays them a big joke. He sends their sorceress Luciano in to guide the group to Bohun.
On the way they meet Agatha, a halfling of Norfolk, who learns that her kingdom was taken by the goblins of Bohun and the Minotaurs. She joins the group seeking revenge. When they are about to arrive in Bohun, they are imprisoned by the goblins and taken to fight in the famous arena of Coin Heap. There they meet the elven sorcerer Celebrant, and Rudolph, a human who had stolen them on the way. All are taken to fight to death to the sand, facing men and beasts, all in sight of the goblin king Arca's Lukar. In the fight Luciano loses a leg, Agatha a hand, and they are all seriously injured. When everything was lost, the magicians of Rivet and the spies of Menethas who had infiltrated the city appear on the scene, and after a speech by Dobby for his people, the goblins enter into rebellion and King Arcas escapes.
They spend 10 months in the city, recovering from their wounds and plotting to defeat King Arcas, who is now allied with the rebellious princesses of the Elves and the Minotaur clans. Meanwhile the Dark Empire and its vassal continue advancing in the south.